We must be respected. We are majority. We are the people. We are the government. We are the army. We are the air force. We are the police. We are everything you can think of. We determine who can do mining in Zimbabwe. We determine who can construct a railway line in Zimbabwe. We determine who can build a road in Zimbabwe. No other party can do so.
Anyway, let's hear what Wicknell has got a problem with me about.
I'm the biggest gold dealer in Zimbabwe. I'm as stupid, you know. I've got to say to Mariga, as they end up with some sanctions, they have 100 million in the government. If patriotic, you can only genuine all over the way. And those are Katie, I'm
According to the video, Wicknell has got two issues with me. He says, first of all, I say that he's the biggest gold dealer in the country. And number two, he says that I'm bitter that the president did not pay me $100 million for removing sanctions off Zimbabwe. So I'm attacking him and I'm attacking Kuda Tagwiri. Here's the truth of the matter. I don't really have a problem with the fact that the government of Zimbabwe has not yet paid me for removing sanctions on Zimbabwe. Because I know that the whole world saw me launch a campaign against sanctions, get sanctions successfully removed off Zimbabwe. And so at some point, the Zimbabwean government will have to pay me for work that I did and everybody saw me doing. Wicknell knows that. All the people that are trying to use this payment issue against me know that I have no issue with the issue of payment. But they want to sully my reputation because I am refusing for the president of Zimbabwe to amend the constitution, to violate human rights in order for him to prolong his stay in power without a referendum. Over and above that, Wicknell is not happy that I wrote 3 articles this week in which I was saying that I do not support the president extending his term in office because he has robbed the country of gold revenue by allowing private individuals to fly our gold out of the country with their private jets instead of getting an institution of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe known as Fidelity Printers and Refineries to refine our gold and export our gold out of the country to ensure that we have a return of our royalties, a return of our taxes, and that all payments for that gold is given to the bank and then 30% of it is paid to the miner in local currency so that our Reserve Bank can begin to grow its foreign currency reserves. So in one of my articles, I mentioned the fact that there is a businessman who has a private jet who's become the biggest gold dealer in the country who is transporting the gold of the president. I didn't mention a name. I didn't mention a race. I didn't say anything about this person. But today, Wicknell has decided to go to the door and to take a jacket that is hanging on a hanger and to wear it. If the jacket fits and if you've taken it, maybe it's yours. Then, of course, everybody knows that Wicknell Chivayo's brother was arrested at O.R. Tambo International Airport with 12 kgs of gold that he was trying to smuggle into South Africa. And newspaper articles have all claimed that that gold belongs to Wicknell, who is a runner for the president of Zimbabwe. Wicknell has never refuted that. The president has never refuted that. So that information is in the public domain and it's fair comment to talk about it. Then, of course, there's Themba Mliswa, a former MP, a relative of the president, and the spokesperson of the president's campaign to extend his term. We had a meeting with him a month and a half ago with some business people from South Africa, and he took us through intricate details of how Wicknell Chivayo is the biggest gold dealer in the country who is moving the president's gold. Then the wife of Wicknell Chivayo has opened a case in Pretoria of fraud in which she also outlined some of these issues, but she's complaining to the Prosecution Authority of South Africa that that case is being stalled because Wicknell Chivayo is paying bribes. Then on the issue of sanctions, Wicknell, you sit on the parallel cabinet of the president. You know that I got a mandate from the president, his advisor, and also his ambassador in South Africa to fight sanctions. Hence, you saw us going to court against the banks of South Africa, Joe Biden. You saw us calling the UN Human Rights Council who declared the sanctions illegal. Hence, South Africa began to support us in our fight against sanctions. You saw me bring the US Congress to do an impact assessment assessment that brought up a report that asked Biden to remove those sanctions. The work I've done in the fight against sanctions is more than you will ever do for Zimbabwe. So why shouldn't I get paid? You're taking gold to Switzerland now because people like me removed sanctions.
Shout out to you guys. I know some of you it's your first time to pass through this channel. I want to say you're welcome. Please do subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification button. Also, those who always hang out with me, I have some love for you. Please thumbs up the video and share with others. Let's move on. Let me invite you to look at the roads that we're currently using in Zimbabwe. That is actually the Churundu main road. Take a look at that. These are the works of Emmerson Mnangagwa, the gold dealer. You know, when I say that Emmerson Mnangagwa is a hardcore criminal, people think that I'm joking. Under normal circumstances, Mnangagwa would be in prison right now. Those are facts. Anyway, I actually have a special message for the military, the generals, our fathers, the war veterans. Is this the Zimbabwe that our people died for and that you sacrificed for? Where a president of the country is seen smuggling gold in the middle of the night. I can never forget the day that I remember Kasukure came out and he was introducing his party, whatever you call it, that was in 2023. And then some PF supporters went rogue at that day. There was this woman who took the mic and said Kasukure must never try to go or to work against the very same system that made him. I never forget that. Let's talk about the system that brought us here. It's simply a criminal syndicate. But I must say, I'm also gracious to those that may have not known what Emmerson Mnangagwa was actually doing. I also love the fact that he's always honest. You heard him. We determine, we are the military, we are the police. We determine who actually mine gold, who and who. And we've heard so many times that he actually has structures across the country that are mining gold on his behalf. So he is actually the godfather, as he said. Again, a man who's very honest in his ways or works. But it's us, the Zimbabwean people, who choose to believe in a lie. Just that we massage our egos. We think we have a president. We have no president in Zimbabwe. We have none. It is just for optics. The guy is in his own world. What he knows is living large, driving expensive cars, smuggling and mineral use, take money at will, the taxpayer, playing games and juga with people's lives, killing when he wants to, beating, send gangs to torture whoever he wants. Those are not characteristics of a president. For those that were watching news, you saw what happened yesterday between Trump and China. Now we're talking the president. He may not be perfect, but man, that guy has the interests of his people at heart, the Americans. He took all the richest men to China so they can have a chat with the president of China. You can say whatever you want, but these guys are making strides. So China didn't just get where it is today by just games. No, they took hard decisions, making sure everyone who tries corruption in China goes straight to meet the maker. I can only imagine if that's how Emmerson Mnangagwa was treated in the 80s. Will we be here where we are today? Absolutely not. It's time to make the right decisions. Let's look at the shocking details about Emmerson Mnangagwa that have been flying since morning, actually. He escaped in the night without no protocol. But let's look at what Takabatana Daily shared exclusive news. Let's look at that, the details. Mnangagwa's in secret night flight out of Zimbabwe takes bags of gold with him. President Emmerson Mnangagwa quietly left the country aboard a private jet on Wednesday night ahead of politically sensitive hearings into Constitutional Amendment number 3, fueling speculation in Harare over both his whereabouts and rising tensions within the ruling establishment. Sources said Mnangagwa arrived at the airport unexpectedly in private vehicles. He was not in the usual heavily securitized and loud presidential convoy that includes armed escort vehicles and police motorcycle outriders. Airport staff were ordered to clear sections of the terminal before he was ushered through a private lounge directly to a hangar where a private jet was waiting. No official send-off. Ceremony was held and state media like Herald and ZBC carried no coverage of the departure. Adding to the intrigue, sources said another private jet allegedly departed shortly after Mnangagwa's aircraft carrying gold and traveling in the same direction. Government officials had, by Thursday morning, still not issued a formal statement on either the destination or purpose of the trip. An unusual departure from established state protocol under which senior ministers, military commanders and security chiefs publicly seeing the president during foreign travel. The reported movements drew further scrutiny because they came days after Mnangagwa toured the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe vaults housing the country's gold reserves. The unusual discreet departure comes days before hearings into the controversial Constitutional Amendment Bill No. 3, scheduled to begin on May 20, a process already deepening political anxiety within both the ruling ZANU-PF and the wider civic society. The proposed amendment could further consolidate executive power and weaken constitutional safeguards at a time of growing succession tensions inside the ruling party. Opposition figures, constitutional lawyers, and some former Liberation War veterans have warned that repeated attempts to alter constitutional arrangements risk pushing Zimbabwe into another legitimacy crisis, particularly amid persistent allegations of factional maneuvering around the post-Mnangagwa era. The developments come at a delicate moment for Zimbabwe, whose political stability is increasingly being watched by regional leaders concerned about the constitutional governance and succession management in Southern Africa. Constitutional Amendment No. 3 hearings are likely to test not only domestic political cohesion, but also the region's broader commitment to constitutionalism after years of instability and contested reforms in Zimbabwe. For many Zimbabweans, however, the immediate question remained far simpler by Thursday afternoon. Where is the president? I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Mnangagwa is simply acting the way he should be. A criminal will never act like a president. You can jump the fence all you want, you can argue with your wall, but at the end of the day, Emmerson Mnangagwa is simply behaving the way I'm expecting him to behave. I'm not surprised. You can try to put lipstick on a pig. It will never be a human being. I'm just saying. That's who he is. And the good news is that he says it all the time, but he will choose to believe a lie. And we understand the power of truth. We'll continue with the same games. But then the pressure mounts for the military to take action against Emmerson Mnangagwa. Because they're the only ones that are protecting him. I mean, we've seen it over the years. When citizens want to go to the streets, the military or the police defend him. Do you blame Emmerson? No. Today, we see police saving criminal cartels open their doors. They move around like gods. You know, the ones that wear sunglasses, the dark ones, with their t-shirts pasted Mnangagwa's face, the Godfather, and they move around with expensive Rolls Royce. And wherever they go, they command respect. I don't blame them. It's us. We have opened the door to evil, and we are paying the price. Let's look at the comments of Zimbabweans. Because Mnangagwa doesn't see himself as an employee. He sees himself as the owner of Zimbabwe and its mineral resources. Oh, they also knew that Scott is with him as well. Let me read up. I'm being told this one is in Moscow, left Monday and arrived Tuesday. ED being rumored to have sneaked out, reportedly heading to Russia, then Belarus. Well, you do the maths. Was he part of the advanced team to do what? I think this rumor needs to be clarified so people know what is going on. A president cannot just up and leave. Hope is just rumors. It can never be rumors. I mean, you're talking about the security sector that the military don't know. The employees in the government don't actually have a clue, but the people at the airport cleared him out. So there's no rumors here. These are facts of what actually happened. Some of the social media reactions, that is Corinne or Dokodo, okay, of course there are so many interesting names online. The military has to act on this thug, Mnangagwa. There's no president like this. There's no other purpose of the military than to defend its citizens and its natural resources. Mnangagwa must just be kicked out and away from Zim soil. I think we share the same sentiments. I can't even begin to fathom that Mnangagwa is the president of Zimbabwe. Honestly, He's better off doing his dealings at home. Because what are we benefiting from this? Except violence. We experience violence. And I must say this to the fathers, we can't breathe. This system that was created by Emerson Mnangagwa, who is out here confirming that he created these criminal syndicates, please stop him. Or else, allow us to stop him. If you allow citizens to go to the street without no protection of Emerson and his gangs, they will be removed. And I really wish Nepal sway. I really wish Nepal sway. You can hear all these reports. Even Matnyara is there, you heard him saying the same thing, that Mnangagwa is smuggling gold. I mean, the gold mafia. Gangs in Dubai have Mnangagwa on speed dial. A guy who destroyed Kenya. Are you surprised that he came to Zim and annihilated the whole country? There are people live like animals, not human beings. Whenever I say Zimbabwe, I just want to weep. Sad. Mauriro jealous. Let me read what he said. He said, getting reports that the president left the country nicodemously to Belarus via Russia. We didn't see the usual airport accompanying ritual, which Jamwanda, referring to Joe Charamba, says is a handover takeover of presidency from the president to the acting president. The question I'm posing to Jamwanda, Joe Charamba, and Nick Mangwana is, where is the president? Why did he leave nicodemously? What was he carrying, and what is the purpose of his visit to Russia and Belarus? Who is the acting president? Is the person acting doing so legally, since there wasn't the usual handover that Jamwanda claims takes place at the airport? We need to know, as the people, the employers of the president, whether he has gone AWOL. My sister, whom I love and respect, once flew Emirates with another so-called real estate guru in Zimbabwe. You all know him. Yeah, you all know him. You know that person that you think is the one, he's the one. He's very much outspoken. And every time you hear him talk about the dollar, no, we want the US dollar, not the local money. That one. He had bags of cash. Business class. She told me that when he landed by the airport, the police escorted him with those bags of cash. And when he attends some of your meetings, you call him a businessman. This is where the problem is, Zimbabweans. You always lie to yourself to feel good when criminals are simply operating so openly. Said, let's look at Dr. Luther. He says, say all you want, but this man has done nothing to improve my life and that of the majority since 2017. Why reward mediocrity? I say no to term extensions. I just say, why reward a criminal? Those are facts. Whether we try to say otherwise, these are facts. All right. So one of the daughter of a criminal, Tungwarara, who's splashing money, guys. Tungwarara started building a house in 26. These guys, I don't know. I can't even count. The daughter don't even remember how many houses she has that the father have bought. No, you haven't spoken about him, Tungwarara, or the wife, or the other kids. She said she doesn't even know how many houses she has. She can't count. That's how filthy she is. From living in the garage, no business, nothing except smuggling and steal from the taxpayer. Now they are filthy rich. They can choose if they want to go to the farm using a chopper or... And let me say this, there's absolutely nothing wrong with wealth. Listen, if I ever pray for anything, I've been praying to the Lord that I pray that Zimbabwe being a country, a filthy rich country, where abundance is everywhere. So many countries are like that. But you cannot abuse the taxpayers' money and cause poverty just so that you can be seen like splashing money everywhere. Take a listen.
First of all, I want to say congratulations on turning 18 recently. You know, how does it feel being like, entering the adulthood while already being under so much public attention?
It feels okay. There's no much difference, just same thing.
The same thing?
Yeah, bana.
Serious?
Serious.
Have you ever wanted to be like in the public eye ever since? Or it was by accident or something?
It wasn't by accident. It wasn't intentionally. I just did a vlog and then it went viral.
Yes.
I was like, you know what, let me start something. And I kept continuing.
And I saw you you introduced your young brother Theo again.
Yeah.
Now wamu tena futaba. He's now a content creator now.
He wanted to be like content creators also. I was like, you know what? Gachimanyi.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, most people turn 18 quietly, but I mean, for you, it happened while people already had opinions about you online.
Yeah.
You know, what has that been like emotionally to you?
Emotionally, like what people say, like the hate. Sometimes I really don't like check comments at all. At first, when I started, it would get to me, but then over time, I realized like at the end of the day, when I wanna bust,
Yes.
let me do me. I'm doing me. So
I'm not doing them.
I'm not doing them.
Yes.
Guys. I'm just continuing and like I move on.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's benefiting me.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. So your 18th birthday became a huge talking point online, especially after your father, who is the presidential advisor, you know, publicly gifted you a house in Borodea. Ooh, guys, my birthday is around. So how emotional was that moment for you personally?
I was happy for the house, but like I was really grateful.
Yeah.
And it's in Border as well, like Border.
Yes, Border.
Yeah. But yeah, people were shocked as well. But for me, like it's not my first one.
Yes.
And I'm just grateful to add another one.
Oh, it's not your first one?
No.
You've already had. What are you already?
More.
How many do you have? How many houses do you have?
I don't know, but I know I have more.
Eh? You don't even know the number?
No.
Archie, no, come on.
Serious?
Oh, you're joking. No, come on. Tell us how many.
I don't know the number. Serious.
Where?
Like there's we can say Newlands, and then there's other locations like you know the one I couldn't see Sunway City.
Yes,
there.
yes.
And then the other one, like Kwekwe. Yeah.
You've got houses all over.
Around, yeah.
Wow. Guys, so that house, were you that excited? Were you like, okay, another one?
I was excited. At the same time, I was like, another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. And ndakaona paka tompa mote here tompa imba then something like that.
Yeah.
So how much is that house for? Like
the one,
yeah,
the new one. I haven't chose one yet. I'm choosing the one I want. So I'm still in process of.
Process. So it was gonna want to road. Then you don't want to go down.
Yeah. No.
Guys, life you know Sierra boys.
I feel sad for Tungwara's daughter, but it's not her fault. That's what happens when your parents are fools. That don't know the difference between stealing and actually working hard. Because in Zimbabwe, crime is the norm. It's a culture. Because that's what Mnangagwa has done really well. I've told you, Mnangagwa multiplied because he's a criminal. I'm not even surprised that Zimbabwe is where it is today. Listen, I will die with my truth. Whether I'm dead or not, that will never change that Mnangagwa to be an angel, because he's not an angel. You can do whatever you want. Anything that he knows best, everything that he knows best, my bad, is criminality. Check his resume. He doesn't understand the language of leadership. What he understands the language of manipulation. You do my dirty work or you starve. There is someone who wrote a tweet that no, it makes sense why Mnangagwa wanted Chiwenga gone. The fight with him and Chiwenga is unnecessary. But it shows you that those allegations are true. What's the fight about? It's for him to protect the criminal empire. You know, when you watch movies, you think, they're just acting. No. It's right in front of us. You know, those that are reading the Bible, nobody read the stories about ruthless, kings. You think they're just saying, like, because Mnangagwa considers himself as a king. Look at his chair. You think they're lying, and until that becomes your reality, it's like the Bible that we read is literally playing in our faces. This is why you can go to battle and annihilate the enemy. Because the same book that tells you the story, it also gives you empowerment to deal with Satan. It's that simple. It's under your feet. You know what is more painful? is that the deputy health minister was asked, what's the way forward? Because we can see now the nurses are striking. Listen, we have patients who are dying in hospital. Let me read his response. You'll be shocked. Deputy Health Minister Silman Kwidini or something, but please bear with me, told striking nurses that the government cannot afford to pay the salaries they are demanding, saying their hard work can only truly be rewarded by God. Speaking during International Nurses Day celebrations at the Avenues Clinic, Kwidini gave an emotional speech in front of nurses, hospital leaders, students, and government officials. He admitted that many nurses in Zimbabwe are frustrated and unhappy, but warned that the government does not have enough money to meet demands for salaries of up to $800 per month. We were recently discussing the strike by nurses in public hospitals. Kwidini said, we asked our source whether anyone in the world can fully repay a nurse for the important work they do. Nurses do such vulnerable work that only God can truly reward them. Again, manipulating people by dragging God into situations where they just need to do what they need to do. Listen, some of the prayers that you pray to God are necessary. You can pray to God to have electricity and water when you're spending your money every month paying tax, but it's being taken by a criminal. What do? You remove the criminal, deal with the criminal. Unfortunately, the people that are protecting the criminal will have to pay for this, because Zimbabweans could have dealt with this shenanigans years back, but they were clipped their wings of protesting. These issues are the reason why people go to the street. In fact, I don't know why do you wait for people to come and start confronting you as a leader. If you don't have money, you communicate. These are our books. This is the month that we receive. This is what we have used. We are working tirelessly to make sure this is fixed. But in Zimbabwe, there's no explanation. All these leaders are accountable to the state, meaning the people. They only do as they please. Make it make sense. Zimbabweans, we should take full accountability for where we are today as a country. I say we must, because I'm saying this carefully so, because I know some of you will be upset, but I have a reason. Once we take accountability, and I say we, including the military, the police, every Zimbabwean, we should take accountable of where we are today with Mnangagwa. Because if we do not protect him from his sins, surely Zimbabwe could be at another level. If we do not rig elections, protecting nonsense, you know my prayer, I say to the Lord, God, in this era, raise men and women who love their country. Look at what happened in Burkina Faso. Look at Traore. Leadership. Doesn't matter it was a military. Leadership. But I also want you to say, I genuinely believe we really had, and we still have some good people in the military. Because if they were not bad people, I don't think they would be dead by now. They didn't agree with Mnangagwa's shenanigans. That's why they were killed. That's what happens when you entangle yourself into criminal activities. In criminal gangs, if you want to turn against the gang, you're gone. So the structures Mnangagwa is referring to are criminal gangs. Nothing important or nothing fancy. He's simply saying, I'm a criminal. I build my structures. You fell for it because you were enjoying the lifestyle while some people were suffering. But now, if you want to turn against this gang, you're gone. That shows you that Chiwenga doesn't agree with all that Mnangagwa is doing today. That's why I wanted him gone. It's just common sense. Do I say it's perfect? No. But we need each other in this era to put order in the country. Their fathers know what went wrong. Because when these structures were built, they were there. They saw it. We can never compare with me. It was just simply analyzing from a distance. And I remember one of my friends wrote over and over and over on X that ZANU-PF is a criminal enterprise. May God bless his heart. ZANU-PF is a criminal enterprise. ZANU-PF is a criminal enterprise because they understood that this is just a criminal syndicate. But some of the people who were benefiting didn't know they were part of a criminal syndicate. They thought we are loved, right? Yeah, you can see today, they think they are loved. No, you don't. You're just being used. And the people are going to pay it heavy. I can't wait to see. Watch and learn. The ball is in the military's court. This is a time to prove that surely the powers are in your courts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.